all nothing. Somebody will say something, and then it'll lead back to buns and body parts.
It'll go.
No.
Oh, fantastic! And we are pre-recorded. Here we are, time traveling from the somewhat distant past to entertain you this evening. Oh, wait, I'm being told to keep it down because we are entering a librarium. So everybody. However, we are excited to begin another tale, the end of which shall feature some fun opportunities for you to affect the action. Like, how about that certain Sir Elton John from last week? Ooh, yikes. But before we get into the action...
what you mean, that went super well.
Right?
So great.
Flawless. But before we get into the action, research, whatever it is we're going to get into, a couple of announcements. First, this Wednesday, episode 7 of the House of Ill Repute. Man, is that getting intense. If you missed any of the action up until now, catch up anytime on YouTube with our videos on demand. And hop on over to our Discord at noon the day of for the House of Chill Repute with Violet Crowe.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, in these short videos, she talks with various members of the cast immediately after each episode, so you can see how we were feeling right at that time. What's that you say? You can't wait a week to catch that? Well, you don't have to. You can catch those right after each episode on our Patreon, where for just $10, cancel at any time, you can get first look access to things like the House of Chill Repute, as well as exclusives like an instructional video from our DM Jacob on how to eat a burger in 4 bites. 4. But here's the best part. Included in this video, and I will quote this verbatim. In order to do this, you open, unhinge, insert, and wiggle. Those are the exact words you will hear Jacob say. I shit you not, this clip is worth the $10 alone.
You know what? You know what? Can we put a tier for when we do the live version of this? I will make sure I have some sort of burger on hand. And if we get a decent donation, I'll just do it live. Unless that ruins the Patreon.
No, and if you produce a burger you think will be difficult for Jacob to eat in 4 bites, please contact us and sponsor this segment.
A recommendation for a burger challenge.
But speaking of things that are worth the cost, if you want all of the materials to run your game night as easily as Jacob consumes a burger, Pangea Gaming has you covered. They have things like source books, handbooks, monster manuals, whatever. If it is printed, they can get you going, whether it's D&D, Pathfinder, Call of Cthulhu. And you know what else you need for a game night? You need dice, D10, D20, D12, D, whatever the fuck you might need, they have it for you. Miniatures, they have unpainted miniatures, they have painted miniatures. You can have your own painting party and be just like Ares Starfire, creating magnificently painted miniatures that can be seen on the House of Ill Repute. And best of all, they will ship both domestically and internationally. So no matter where you are, you can have a fantastic looking, sounding, playing, and rule-coded game night. And while all of that is exciting, because we love stuff, we love telling stories. But you know what? If there is something that melts our hearts even more, it's our furry, feathered, scaled, well, any type of animal companion that needs to be taken care of. And we are raising money for an organization that helps do just that. Violet, can you tell the fine folks graciously listening to me ramble just a little more about tonight's charity?
Yes, Melt My Heart Sanctuary in Silverdale, Washington is a truly amazing animal rescue facility. In addition to finding new homes for animals that need them, Melt My Heart specializes in caring for, rehabilitating, and training animals that cannot be adopted, especially those that are elderly or have special needs. Their many programs include training animals for volunteer therapy programs, providing support to pet owners experiencing financial hardship to help aid pet retention and keep animals out of shelters, and providing temporary foster care for animals in emergency or disaster situations. They save all kinds of species from hamsters to goats, and every dollar you can spare helps keep these wonderful animals well fed and well cared for. So please help us help them and give what you can.
Do you know if they have any bighorn sheep? Oh, wait,
I
no.
don't.
If you want to know about that bighorn sheep, go listen to our happy hour from a few weeks ago. Now, just as what melts my heart just as much as these animals are books. So, Jacob, will you take us to a librarium?
I will. I'll take you straight to a librarium. We open on a beautiful brick building institute towering above most of the neighboring buildings here. The Librarium Arcanum, a center for arcane studies, a place that would normally be visited by wise scholars and students of magic, is now surrounded by impatient cities guard and gossiping locals. A whisper about a theft in the Librarium Arcanum in this sleepy little city. Indeed, thievery usually would earn you either a chop of the hands, a chop of the head, a nice night at the gallows. And as this, that's going to be the live set that Dr. Allison Shakespeare does.
Night at the
Is a
gallows.
night at the gallows.
A nice night at the gallows.
A nice night at the gallows. Yeah. Special guest Ben Stiller, Night at the Museum. Great movie. Check it out. He needs the help. As as we come to the Librarium Arcanum on this cloudy day, whispers about sacred texts being stolen, whispers about fires being set, whispers about creatures crawling from under shelves. And as we open, we find one of a couple dwarven individuals. Our first dwarven individual here with a vested interest, perhaps, for the safety of their own establishment. Bernard, would you like to describe and introduce yourself as you stand at the edge of this city's guard tape, looking on at the commotion that's happening beyond?
Oh. You see in front of you a 3.5 foot tall, stocky person. He is wearing this giant helmet that is extremely ornate with armor that is also equally ornate. This is the garb of the blacksmith librarian. And as he has this huge beard, he's a dwarf. They look out and they are filled with disgust. How could someone cause such ruckus in the library? This is unacceptable. You know, the first rule of the library is never to make a commotion. I mean, you can be loud if you want, but not a commotion.
You look across behind the tape line between the steps that lead up to the beautiful brick building and yourself. You see what appears to be a number of Cities Guard interviewing employees. You would see Marie Patola, the kind of the chief librarian here, a short, kind of thin woman with kind of gray streaked hair, classic librarian's kind of bun with pencils jammed in there. You can see that she's kind of holding a stack of books there, and she's being interviewed by who you would recognize to be the leader of the City's Guard here, and his name is right in front of me here. I've lost it. Quick, make up a name. He is Captain Brannock, was his name, and still is his name. You see Captain Brannock and Marie kind of speaking. As you look, you would also notice a City's Guard interviewing an incredibly tall individual, as everyone that was in the building at the time has been dragged out and interviewed. Renee, would you like to describe and introduce yourself, please?
Renee is very tall. Even for an orc, they have deep, rich blue skin that shines. They are tough as fuck. They definitely do not fit into a lot of the people around them. They are wearing armor, but they're also holding a book, a very large book, very close to their chest. And they seem kind of familiar with some of the other librarians around, and they're just kind of standing back, watching, waiting to be spoken to.
Yeah, as you look, you can see Librarian Patola there speaking to Captain Brannock. She is very, very worried. You're not sure what was taken, but you know the area that she's primarily in charge of contains some pretty powerful stuff. You would see another one of the archivists, a gnome, kind of a dust-covered gnome bookkeeper, Archivist Netherfold. You would see him gesturing emphatically, speaking of. He's kind of looking at, going, "It was a winged creature made of like paper and crisp, and it attacked me. It attacked me." And the guard's kind of looking, going, "Okay, Captain Brannock, we got a winged creature." And Captain Brannock kind of raises a finger as if to say, "Just wait, please." As you stand there aghast, Bernard, a figure appears beside you that wasn't there a split second ago. Odo, would you like to describe and introduce yourself as you appear beside Bernard?
You see sort of walk up beside you an elderly dwarven man for dwarven standards. Bald head, dark tan skin, long white beard, and a very proper looking white and black sort of pinstripe suits with a cane. And he goes, "Well, I just hate to say that my heart goes out to you here at the Librarium. I know y'all have had such a hard time recently."
As you...
Oh. Sorry, I'm not with them. I'm just worried about them. I mean, can you imagine that they're interviewing the librarian? She has books in her hands. Can't you see she's busy? God, no respect.
Crime never respects for anybody's time.
As you say, crime never respects for anybody's time. There is a bit of a commotion over the other side where the tape is kind of like, it tears. As the tape tears, the city's guard immediately raise their lances there. As they raise their lances, Mary Patolo kind of throws up into her hands and says, "No, this she is part of the safety here. Please." And she rushes over to you, Cora. Would you like to describe and introduce yourself as you just come in?
Just not acknowledging any barrier, as though it were not even there, but also unusually silent, considering that the person entering is made primarily of steel. Generally humanoid figure, the sort of like feminine look to her appearance, but yes, made entirely of steel with some brass fittings, a very sort of youthful and cheerful looking style to the face, and just sort of a fixed smile as she kind of just like silently glides in. She has on her head what looks like, maybe a hairstyle at a brief glance, sort of two cute little buns on top, but they're actually coiled steel cables with some copper wiring threaded through, sort of gold plating in the eyes that catches the light in a very strange way and seems to have some particular function to it. And yeah, almost like a Judy Jetson's kind of skirt, like just kind of molded part of the form. Also on her back, there's a sort of like, it looks generally like a backpack, except it is also molded like steel, part of the overall frame, and just bonded to her body. As she just completely silently, no sound to the steps, enters this room and just goes directly to Marie Patola.
Yeah, at the foot of the steps before even entering the library, you're able to kind of meet up there. As you go straight to Marie, she kind of runs to you and kind of puts a hand on you and kind of puts a hand out to the guards. The guards lower their lances there. She looks at you and she says, "Thank you so much for coming. I guess thank Head Director Flintwood from the Obscurum for coming here. Are you well?" She kind of looks at you like, "How do I address this thing?"
I've been reset to factory settings for this application.
Oh, good. Well, Renee kind of looks over at you there.
Yes, madame.
Could you please look after C.O.R.R.A here? I need to speak to Captain Brannick. Captain Brannick, is there a chance that we let C.O.R.R.A go in and look around? And Captain Brannick turns, bull-chested man, kind of huge shoulders, bit of a belly, and he says, "That's not going to be possible. We're in the middle of an investigation here, and I need everyone to remain outside." Maria kind of looks at Renee, looks at C.O.R.R.A there. As Librarian Patola kind of looks at you, she says, "Right, you should just wait outside, maybe near the service door, Renee, and perhaps take some time there." As Herc is attacked by a stray poster. Those of you at home, take note. The Dungeons and Dragons poster fell down, but you know which poster stayed up? The House of Ill Repute. High quality poster there. As Librarian Patola kind of looks at you, Renee, and kind of gestures to the side door there, Captain Brannick kind of speaks out to the crowd and says, "All right, I want all of you here to know that that this investigation is in safe hands, and that we are going to find whoever it is that stole this and bring them to justice." As he's speaking, Odo, with a passive perception, you would see just in a window above the doorway, just something flying past the interior window there.
Fascinating.
Librarian
Captain, there appears to be movement inside.
He turns and he says, "What do you mean? Oh, fucking Odo, what are you doing here?"
Well, I was invited. Heard that there was a crime that needed solving, and y'all were taking a little too long.
Well, to be fair, the crime only happened last night, and I know your ways are wily, and that you seem to think you have a gift here, but we have full jurisdiction here. Looks across at Bernard and says, "Is this an apprentice of yours, or?"
Of course, I am an apprentice to all. I learn from everyone, of course.
Right. Listen, Odo, we put up with you for long enough. If you think you can do better than us, how about a friendly wager? If you figure out what's going on before I do, I will endorse your involvement in future Cities Guard investigations.
Very well. And if by happenstance I do not?
Well, then let's just say that your PI card will be revoked, and you'll be treated like a criminal if you interrupt any further investigations.
Very well. Should probably let me in so I can solve this.
He lifts up the tape there and kind of nods to Bernard.
C.O.R.R.A just goes for it. C.O.R.R.A just starts walking.
C.O.R.R.A, wait, madame,
Yeah.
still. Oh no.
Yeah, you two are across the other way as we cut across to you two. Renee leading you around to the side there. Renee, what are you doing with C.O.R.R.A? Is C.O.R.R.A just kind of like...
I see an opening and I do start to move for it, but if I am instructed to stop, I probably will.
I would take a very large side step and step in front of C.O.R.R.A and go, "I've been instructed to stay with you outside, C.O.R.R.A. You need to stay here."
I've been instructed to assist with the investigation in there.
I believe you were instructed to assist around the back door, if you know what I mean, C.O.R.R.A.
I do not know what you mean.
I lean in very closely to C.O.R.R.A and wait, does C.O.R.R.A... Oh god, this is a dumb question.
It's
Do
not.
I know where do I... C.O.R.R.A, where do you hear?
I do have ears. I do have what looks like... I'm clearly designed to look human-ish for ease of interaction with humans. So I do have what appears to be ears, and there is a little, like, there's a functional aspect to it. So yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna lean in, and pretend to be like fixing like their backpack or something. Even though I've known Cora for a hot minute, I know that, so I'm leaning in and I whisper, I think Marie intends us to go through the back door. We just have to be very careful.
Understood. And I'll turn and just go to the door.
Excellent.
I shrug and apologize for my accent.
Not the innuendo though. As you make your way around there, you guys find yourselves at the rear entrance of the library. As you find yourselves there, Renee, you know this section, this rear section to be locked and chained, typically, usually kept for only like the arrival of books or the changing out of scrolls and things like that. And as you make your way around the back there are a couple of guards that are situated at the back, far less than at the front. The front seems to be there to stop a storming of students that want their books. And as you swing around the back there, you and Cora would notice two guards that are kind of standing side by side about 10 or 15 feet in front of the door, arms folded. Their kind of lances just kind of tucked into their arms there. And they're just kind of looking around, keeping an eye out.
I'm gonna go up to them with Cora and say, gentle thems, I have been instructed by the head guard, Brannick, that myself and Cora will guard this door. If you want to go and help the Brannick, he's having some issues with the public.
Oh, really? Have you been deputized or?
Yes.
He kind of leans back from you as you go ahead and make a deception check for me.
May have advantage. That's a 5 on the first roll and a 3 on the second.
The guards look at you. As the guards look at you, Cora, you see them kind of looking at Renee up and down. As they look Renee up and down, they go, "Were you in the library when the theft happened?" And that kind of, yeah, you.
I mean, I've kind of been living there for like a month, so yeah.
Okay. One of them kind of like reaches in to grab some shackles of some sort and says, "We're gonna have to interview you here."
No. I just keep stepping back. I just no.
Please. If you were in there, you haven't been spoken to. Yeah.
I keep resisting. I'm just gonna keep resisting.
Give me a real quick athletics check, please.
I'm gonna try to just interpose my body physically, just like move between.
Yeah, take the athletics check or strength saving throw with advantage.
Well, I technically already rolled the athletics check, and I got a 6. So
okay, great. You are grabbed by one of these guards as Cora wheels on in. As Cora wheels on in, you interpose yourself. As you interpose yourself, you're kind of there between them as this guard kind of is trying to get Renee's like hands in shackles. The other guard's looks across and says, "Help me." And the other guard says, "I don't know what to do. It's a
Please do
robot.
not physically accost our patrons."
Please understand," the other guard standing back, "please understand that your patrons are suspects." As this is happening at the front kind of steps there, Bernard and Odo, you kind of start strolling on up. Captain Brannick beside you. Captain Brannick kind of looks at you, Odo, and says, "Listen, to be fair, I'm not going to tell you too much about what's happening there, so I'm going to leave you to your devices. You have about, 15 minutes enough?"
Guess it'll have to do. I've done more with less.
All right. And he looks at you and he says, 15 minutes, and then you solve this whole thing, and you get to be a big boy detective. Okay?
You keep giving out parking tickets there, Captain.
You walk past him up the steps there and into the Librarium Arcanum. As you step into the Librarian Arcanum, you see him go back to speaking to Patrolla, the librarian there. As he starts to speak to her, he's kind of gesturing in, and she's gesturing in as well. You step into this beautiful, beautiful vaulted ceiling library. You see that there are balconies upon balconies that lead up towards the ceiling, lined with books there. Two winding kind of stairwells that kind of lead up to the very top there. And on the back wall, you see various kind of like black curtained off areas along the back wall. At the base floor here, you see a dozen or so long tables with desks and candlelit kind of areas in the center there for people to kind of sit and read. Little reading nooks on each level there. As you look, there are a number of different sections like General Arcana, History, Theory, and then the Restricted Archive at the back there. As you land on in there, Odo, Vellum, from somewhere high up, you look over the banister and you see Odo and Bernard step in.
Oh, visitors! So what you see in this moment is, a very reclusive and secretive species. It's a paper dragon. So standing 18 inches, if they were standing from foot to head, is a origami dragon made of parchment with little runes on it. And moments before, was just sitting, lying in this reading nook on a cushion, bespectacled face on hands, resting on elbows on a cushion, head in a book, tail lazily going back and forth, and then all of a sudden, noise and commotion, and fluttering up, looking down. Oh, visitors! And flies quickly down to see people. Welcome, visitors, to Vellum's Hoard! Isn't it magnificent? Are you here for a book? What can I help you find?
We are here to help find something that went missing last night.
Ooh, something went missing? Where?
Yes, from the roped off area, the secret scrolls.
The restricted section.
Yes, pardon my... Yes.
Wait a minute. Was that a minute? I have difficulty with time.
No, it wasn't. It was. You actually have to wait like 15
Hey, the quad all right. I'm on a bit of a time crunch.
Oh.
Some asshole stole something. Some asshole stole something from my hoard. My fucking hoard. Subtitles: agitated wing flapping.
I feel like it's the sound of like if you took a book and just like flipped the pages like that. That's the sound.
Yes, that is what I've been told, and I'm here to help recover and find out what may have happened to said stolen item from this your mighty hoard.
Thank you for acknowledging that it is a mighty hoard and that it belongs to Vellum. And then I'm just going to flap off very agitatedly back to the reading nook and start throwing things around, looking for something.
Okay.
You can't just leave these books all around.
That's
No, and I
tampering
start
with
trying to put them back
privacy.
as you.
Yeah. Bernard, go ahead and make a Dewey Decimal check. If you could make an
I can.
investigation check for me.
Yeah.
Dewey
Investigation. Oh, I was gonna do history, but I
Do
can
history. Yeah. Give me history. History works.
Yeah, that's an 8.
Oh, guys, I need you to roll better today.
Can I just interject that history is probably the most correct category to roll for a Dewey Decimal check?
Hey, we're using Dewey Decimal for the next 1,000 years, so it is current and it is old school. Bernard, you're looking at. It's not so much that you don't know what you're doing, because you do. It is the fact that you are looking at some of the most beautiful kind of book covers, the most powerful texts. As you're looking through, you're probably near, I mean, let's put you near history and theory section. You pick up the Chronomicon, a timeline of like magical breakthroughs, but also reading the book affects time itself. The Philosopher's Tone, to do with acoustic theory, vocal spellcasting, oral kind of theory there. And you pick up Mage Against the Machine as well on arcane automation rather. And as you kind of flicking through, these are so different to the books that you have in your library. Bernard, what kind of library do you come from?
Of course, it's. I remember it well because I am there every day. To the left, you hear lava. To the right, you hear a constant banging. And then in the middle, you see a great many tomes etched with into metal, and people reading as they hit clunk each page. Clunk. It is loud. Everyone is screaming at each other in order to communicate. It is a library, but it is unlike any library you know.
Yeah. The silence here is odd and deafening, and the lack of iron filings in the air. You're just a little bit thrown. As you're a little bit thrown, you hear footsteps at the front door. As you hear footsteps at the front door, you watch and you see Maria Patola kind of stepping in. As she steps in, Captain Brannock is like down the stairs but watching, and she's at the door, the arch at the door. The doorwell. The door goes down and up. As she kind of stands there, she says, I wanted to warn you that there is a little friend in here, if you could be so kind to him. I know, Bernard, where you come from, little friends are, magma mephits and things like that. This one is a little more sensitive.
Sensitive? Like, in the, like, emotional way or in, like, the touch way?
Yes.
Okay.
She kind of steps in and looks back, and she says, Odo, thank you for coming. I worry that the city's guard do not place enough importance on what is here, what we do here, and looks back and says, I'd much rather you than Captain Brannock in charge. So, thank you.
Much obliged.
We swing outside to this strange kerfuffle. One guard not sure how to deal with an automaton, the other wrangling an enormous Renee around the automaton there. What are you guys doing?
I say again, please do not accost our patrons, but it comes out as two voices simultaneous. One is the one that you heard previously, and the other is a very deep bass that's more vibration than sound. And, and as I say this, I cast sleep.
Nice. On both guards or just one guard?
Both guards.
Okay, excellent. What is the saving throw you need from me there?
A wisdom save.
Wisdom save from both guards. Okay, here we go. Okay. The exact same dice roll for both dice. The guard, standing, kind of panicked, says, look, I don't think, and kind of slopes down onto his kind of pole there. And the one holding Renee just goes like full mashed face against your chassis and just kind of like slides down and hits the ground as both guards fall asleep.
Renee like really gently like turns with the guard and places them down and like there, and I was like, I didn't want to hurt you. Thank you so much, C.O.R.R.A. Let's go.
Yes. Let's proceed.
You head to the back door there. As you head to the back door, you are aware that it would be locked. Would Renee have a key?
Renee has been literally like living at the library, and they could like close relationship with the librarians. So I guess if we feel that they would trust, I think they would trust Renee. Renee is a trustworthy person, so I think that they would give them a key so they could come and go. But we could roll a d20 for it.
Make a persuasion check on the DM.
+1. Hey, it's a 12 total.
12. Okay. It's kind of like Terminal Rules with Tom Hanks. Like you have the run of the place, but also like security protocols aren't dropped specifically for you. You would know of certain like arcane abjurations that you're able to kind of avoid in order to get in. You know that if you step in the back door here, Patola will know, but you've been told to head there. But as far as like opening this door, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because it is locked, unless Patola can get in and unlock it from the other side.
Is discretion required for this activity?
Just a little bit.
I can access this door, but it will not be discreet.
Oh, no. I have a robe. It's possible I have a ladder here somewhere. Is there a window that we could just...
There is like a little like flip open window above the door that is kind of cracked and open. Yeah. Absolutely. Describe for everyone what your robe looks like, and as you reach into it, I'll get a D100 from you.
Well, there's a couple different ways we could do this. I am wearing a robe that is kind of like a muted gray-brown color, that kind of one of those colors that like it looks brown when it's by brown stuff, it looks gray when it's by gray stuff. Either way, it looks old and kind of ratty. And it's patched. Some of the patches are long, some of the patches are wide, some of the patches are oblong. There's little patches all over it.
Excellent.
Otherwise, it's very plain, and you don't really notice it. I turn to C.O.R.R.A. C.O.R.R.A, I have a 10-foot pole. I have a hempen rope. Or we could get fast and loose and see if I could pull a ladder out. What do you want, darling?
Are you aware of the innuendos, or is it just
genuinely no? Genuinely no.
Right.
What did I say?
Nothing. As you ponder breaching the back door with a 10-foot pole and being fast and loose, C.O.R.R.A, take it from here.
Goodness.
I'll hand it over to you.
Oh, jeez.
Do you reach into the cloak, Renee, or?
C.O.R.R.A, do you have a preference with your skills, or?
I can access this door.
Okay, I reach into and close my eyes and pull, hoping for a ladder.
Roll a D100 for me.
I love this game. 95.
95. Excellent. You do not pull out a ladder. What you pull off, you rip off a weird like square with like a cross in the middle, and you kind of look at it. You pull off a patch that looks a lot like a window. And you know you could slap this anywhere and a window would appear.
I look around. Is there, in like brick buildings where, especially older buildings, they kind of have like little like nooks and crannies where they like turn in a weird way?
Yeah. There's like little parts of the building where like you've got a flat wall, but then there's like a little like a mini parapet or so that kind of comes out. Yeah.
Other side of that, so if like other guards come to the guards, they don't immediately notice a weird window that might be to go over there and
the brick kind of like rolls out the way, and as it rolls out the way, there is this classic cartoon window pane there that you're able to like open, and you have access to the librarium.
I open the window pane and after you, madame, for C.O.R.R.A.
just kind of like bend with like a weird like sound and sort of like insert the first half of myself and then the other half unfolds and just like kind of like awkwardly like lands on my hands and then does like a flip out.
Lovely. As you pop in through the side there, Renee, you follow in after. As you follow in after, we cut inside to Bernard, Odo, Vellum up top, still scrounging around. As you're up top scrounging around, Vellum, you get this weird innate feeling that another disturbance has happened in your hoard, in your librarium. And
My
as you
fucking hoard.
in your fucking hoard, the air pressure changes, which you're keenly attuned to. As the air pressure changes, Odo, Bernard, with Patola kind of walking with you down the long corridor of tables towards the back wall here. As they're walking down there, you hear Brick kind of like toot, 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 toot. You look across, there's a window, and you watch as this robot just and an enormous orc just like steps in after and kind of looks up.
So
Hello,
A
Vellum.
graceful
¿Cómo te va?
entrance.
so I've just put on a bandolier of bookmarks and grabbed one book and inserted that, and I'm like, hear this vaulting over, fluttering down, and go, oh, hello, Renee.
Bonjour, Vellum.
Who's your non-paper friend?
Is C.O.R.R.A. Would Vellum know C.O.R.R.A?
Interesting note. You would know a C.O.R.R.A.
Patola looks at you, Vellum, and says, you remember when we had our own C.O.R.R.A that was kind of malfunctioning, dripping oil? Think of C.O.R.R.A as like a metal U looking after the place, but we had to send our C.O.R.R.A back, kind of. It got decommissioned.
Oh, paperless dragon?
Paperless.
Interesting.
This is Paperless Dragon, yes.
I'm the Collections Organization and Research Assistance Automaton.
Okay. And I pull out a little piece of parchment and write all of that verbatim on a library card and pass it over.
I take it, I put it in my mouth.
We get that dot matrix like.
All right, now where are those assholes?
Patola says, "You mean the city's guard? They're out the front."
Oh,
They stole from my hoard?
No. We were trying to find. This is Odo. He is a detective. This is his. Well, this is his assistant, but it's Bernard from the. What was your library called, Bernard?
Only the best name in existence, the Blacksmith's Library.
Of course.
point.
All right.
We need no
cards.
crazy names.
Yes. Hey. Are you saying that Librarium Arcanum is a crazy name? Oh, your silence is deaf, Bernard. We need to talk. Okay. Honey, you are too sassy. Too sassy when I've lost a precious item from this place here. I know you share the pain. This is Bernard. You know Renee, C.O.R.R.A, Odo, Bernard, Vellum. I guess you are the motley crew that is going to beat the city's guard to the punch. Fingers crossed.
Knowledge is for sharing, and fuck those assholes, right, Vellum?
Indeed, my fucking hoard.
The fucking Hoard. Let's do this. And I look at Odo.
Wow.
As you look at Odo, Odo's already looking around the room, Sherlock mind palacing, 3D rendering in his brain the whole space.
Go ahead. Did anyone ever watch? There was an Action Man cartoon, very, very like late 90s, where Action Man, the action figure, would look around the room and like the printer would highlight and the guitar would highlight, a single string would highlight, and he'd like put those things together in order to MacGyver some situation. That's what I imagine Odo doing anyway. As Odo sees the Matrix, Odo, do me a favor, make an investigation check.
While Odo is doing that, I'm gonna whip out a book and knowledge is power. Allow me to tell you something about and I start reciting how to see things, and that's my guidance.
Oh
How to
yeah.
see things.
How vision works.
How vision works.
It's just a big how things work. Like
I have a
flip to
encyclopedia
the
on me.
appropriate page. Yeah.
Excellent.
Well,
Excellent.
that's quite useful. That's a D4, correct?
That is a D4. Yeah.
D4. Oh, 4 on the 4. Let's go. That would be a. I had plus. That'll be a 23 investigation.
Nice.
Beautiful. A number of things stand out to you as you look around the room here. You may have visited this library before, and with your fantastic memory, you're able to kind of mind palace this place together. As you look around, before you even get to the restricted archive area, there is a guest sign-in area near guest consultation register, which is near Patola's desk. There is a reception area in that front area, kind of like stepping into like an old court building or an old bank, how they have the little kind of barred area near the front there. You immediately go, okay, checking the registers would be the main kind of idea, and checking the restricted archive. But as you look, you noticed that on the floor near the reading area, near the reading hall, where all the kind of books and stuff are, you notice that like books have been left kind of rather neatly because it's the start of a new day. But you do notice with your investigation check, just in this area, before you even get to the restricted archive, an odd kind of black bit of fabric just like under one of the tables there.
I go over and I pick it up to sort of investigate it further.
Yeah, it is an old black leather fingerless glove, like a fighter's kind of pugilist perhaps, or a trainer's glove there. And it just says, it says on it, to Trey, with a love heart and a W M at the bottom, kind of embroidered in the wrist area there. To Trey.
My first clue.
Love WM. Cool. Excellent.
I'm going to turn to Marie and say, please describe the items indicated missing from your collection.
She nods and she says, if we head through the curtains, I can take you to the extended restricted area. The thing that was taken was a scroll of lingering vitality, to do with biological function, sustaining biological function. Please, if detective, if you're ready, if there's nothing more you need from us here, I can take you in. I can take whoever wants to go in. Indeed, you have the run of the library here. If I can't take you somewhere, Renee can take you somewhere. If Renee can't take you somewhere, Vellum can take you somewhere. So I'm the only one with access to a restricted archive. So whoever wants to go in there, please come with me.
I click my heels.
Sort of.
Go
Odo will sort of he'll put the glove in his clue bag, and he'll sort of rush over to the restricted area.
I want to take a beat with Odo for a second.
Yeah.
While you're putting your thing in the bag, I want to. So, is there I'm feeling a little bit of sexual tension between you and that police officer out there?
I would agree there's tension, but not quite in the sexual manner.
Okay, listen, I'm writing a book about a PI and police officer romance, and I just wanted your first-hand account.
My first-hand account is that it's nothing but trouble. But the captain out there, he is a bull-hearted, foolish child in the ways of police work versus my centuries of detective work.
Ah, so you're the analysis type, whereas he's the take life by the horns. And
You look back out the door, Bernard, and Captain Craddock is just like, Brannick is looking, is like, and spots you guys looking, goes,
He is but a boy doing police work.
Oh. I write that down.
This is where the sonnets came from.
Hi. Oh my.
Oh my.
I'm just gonna flip over. What is it? What'd you find? Oh, where was the stuff? Who's the asshole? Is it him?
He is a asshole, but not the asshole.
All right. We going over here? What are we doing? How do we do this?
Patola
Investigating.
Patola leads you to these black curtains that go all the way to the ceiling. And as she kind of moves through them, you see nothing but darkness beyond. As she steps through and you follow her, this darkness kind of envelops you for a second. And as you step out, you find yourself standing in front of an enormous wooden pair of doors that are at least 30 feet tall. It's like you've stepped into another place. And as she gestures, the doors open. Passive investigations here.
Oh,
Odo.
yeah. 9.
Odo. 9. Okay, great. Odo, as the door swings open, once again, you would notice as the door swings open, they should be moving smoothly. One of them is kind of like shuddering ever so slightly. She doesn't seem to notice, and she gestures in, and you guys find you could almost call it igloo-esque, a curved kind of dome of a room with books surrounding the entire area. You have no idea how they're staying pressed into the roof there. And in the center, there is a pedestal that is completely empty, where the scroll of vitality should have been. And as you look around, there are scrolls pressed into the back wall here. A dome filled with books and scrolls to the brim. And she gestures in and she says, "This is the restricted archive here."
Your door's been forced.
She looks and she says, "I don't know what you mean." She kind of swings it again. As she swings it again, a little thread of some sort of fabric kind of gets kind of propped out from underneath. You all would see a dark green kind of chunk of fabric coming from what would be a fine woolen cloak, silver embroidery, dark green. And those of you that live here would know that that is the sign of an upper tier professional in the city here, someone that holds some form of status. She looks and she says, I mean, I didn't really allow anyone in here over the last little while. Certainly not in the evening, but we had people coming in, yesterday morning. I have them in the logbook. There's a fair few of them, but the theft happened over towards the later evening, and no one was in here.
Please present the logbook for review.
The logbook's back at the front. We can go back there on the way back out if you want, or I can take you there while everyone else looks in here, or Vellum can take you and gestures to the interior here. She will actually leave and go get the logbook, actually.
I'm just like spinning in circles, inhaling deeply. Oh, old paper.
Vellum, behave yourself, please. Renee, keep an eye on them, please.
Madame, would you like an escort?
I think I would rather you be here to keep an eye on. Not that I don't trust any of you, but I'd rather you keep an eye on everyone in here.
If you are certain, Madame, I will stay here and watch.
Thank you. She steps away. As she steps away, I hand it over to you guys here in the restricted archive.
I'm going to start pacing through, like, very methodically, like, moving through the space, looking for anything that just, like, looks out of place, like things that are not, like, properly shelved, or, like, anything that looks disordered, basically.
Excellent. I will get an investigation check from you, please.
Yeah. And meanwhile, I'm just spinning around, eyes closed, using my paper sense to take in all of it.
21.
21. Beautiful. With a 21, as you look around here, you notice two things. You notice there seems to be an empty scroll kind of slot in the wall there, not just the pedestal that you're at. You would notice that there is on the floor near the pedestal where the scroll was kept, what looks to be some sort of like blackened kind of gel, just like coming off the side of a foot, like a footprints kind of mucked the side of the pedestal there, and you would also spot what seems to be a like the interior kind of tag of some sort of clothing that's kind of slipped near one of the sides of the bookcases there.
Mm-hmm. I'll pull out the tag, and I'll turn to Odo. Investigator.
Yes.
Please observe. And I'll just hold out the tag.
Does the tag say anything in particular? Certain make, certain brand, name tag? If lost, please return to.
Belongs to name
I
address.
stole everything.
You would find. I'm trying to find it here. As you look at the tag there, it has. It is recognizable, and you would see. Why can't I find it? Please hold.
Loading.
Processing.
It's completely gone.
Results incoming.
This is what happens when you plan an investigation and everything disappears on you. We'll come back to that. What's everyone else doing? Vamp for me.
Renee is doing exactly what Marie wanted them to, which is to keep a very sharp eye on specifically Bernard and Odo. I think they trust Vellum like pretty completely, and then C.O.R.R.A is like, they understand the concept of like C.O.R.R.A's shtick, so they're watching C.O.R.R.A so they don't like accidentally destroy something delicate. But Bernard and Odo Renee is like, I've never seen you around before, and I'm going to do exactly what Marie says and watch you.
And I'm like almost doing like backstrokes in the air on my back, circling around Bernard's head, going, Librarian, right? Oh, can't you just appreciate all of this paper? Is there anything better than ink on paper?
Oh, it's so amazing. I mean, ink is okay, but the how alphabetized it is. Your Dewey Decimal System is impeccable. I love the paper you wrote on introducing 173.154. Honestly, we didn't need to combine the underground maps and basement maps together. They really need to be separate, and so that was just a brilliant idea. And
yes. Anything that uses more paper. Do you prefer cotton or hemp?
Papyrus.
Oh, my favorite.
As Odo, as you look at this tag here, it seems to be some sort of like interior cloak for that you would recognize from a like a mage's kind of cloak here, some sort of like archmage kind of vibe here of high station. It does not definitively does not have any green or silver kind of embroidery or threading with it there.
I'll also indicate the little black scuff mark that I saw. And then I'll also turn to Vellum and say, there appears to be an absence of a paper that should be here. Are you aware of it? And I'll point to the empty space.
Some asshole stole from my fucking hoard.
Vellum, a second missing scroll that hasn't been noticed yet. Roll a history or investigation check for me.
We'll do history. It's a 17.
You've been in here before, even, you're not really allowed. You might have been like Patola might have taken you in.
Who's gonna keep me out of my hoard?
You take a good look at this spot here. As you take a good look at this spot here, it is where the scroll of soul reinstatement should be.
Who would want a scroll of soul reinstatement? Someone's soulless. They have no paper.
As you look at it, looking down at the scuff mark on the ground, anyone that wishes to can go ahead and make an investigation check on that.
13.
13, excellent. You're too busy sussing these people out.
So sus.
25.
25, excellent.
I rolled very well on that.
My mouse has stopped working. There we go.
Oh.
You look down on this. There seems to be it's almost like a gel that has a little bit of grit to it, and it's blackened. And you would recognize immediately, that this is dust of black aloe, which is used in preparation and slow decomposition of cadavers, used by pathologists and morticians and doctors and things like that.
Well, we definitely have somebody. What I can see is scroll of preserving life, scroll of soul transference, and dust from a cadaver. I feel like we have somebody creating a Frankenstein or something of the such.
Ooh, I read that book.
But they're not creating a Frankenstein. But okay, never mind.
I am aware that the doctor is Frankenstein.
They are the Frankenstein.
Is a colloquial term.
Oh,
I get that book.
Unless, of course, they're creating a doctor that then they would use to create further monsters.
Oh my goodness! Like a Russian doll. Every single one is a Frankenstein's monster, and they're Frankenstein because they make a monster.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Is
Not
Is that how the world ends?
Bernard, put up, mate.
Whoa, wow.
Incoming.
On fire?
Aura, was that an incoming transmission?
It's fine.
Started.
Snooze.
As you guys stand there looking at these clues, I leave it with you guys for now.
You mentioned that there was that same black stuff on the pedestal that the first scroll was at.
Yeah, at the base there, like someone's foot had pressed against the pedestal.
Foot had pressed against it.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to just kind of rock the pedestal back and forth and like see if I can move it at all.
Yeah, it is incredibly heavy, and as you rock it back and forth, you hear from way back on the way, like through the doorway, you hear,
"Please do not disturb any of the belongings here. Don't break anything. Renee, that's on you."
as you rock the pedestal
Please stop.
back. As you rock the pedestal back and forth, you don't get anything coming from underneath it. It just seems to be like it's been smudged on the front there. But good looking out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
May I?
Go ahead.
May I will take off my glove and sort of feel it to the floor. Can I activate my dwarfen tremor sense.
Absolutely.
My stone cunning. I will gain tremor sense up to 60 feet from me, and can I sort of feel if there's any parts in the walls or the floors that might be secret exits or like chips in the floor or
Yeah, absolutely. As you feel on out with your tremor sense, you can kind of say definitively that no one kind of tunneled in or out here.
Okay. That'll be up for the next 10 minutes. So I'll
Nice.
feel
You kind of
feel the stone and the walls around me.
Nice, very nice. Roll a real quick perception check. I'm looking for, what's your modifier to your perception check?
My perception is +8.
Pretty good. +8, yeah. So I'm looking for this. This is a DC. This is going to be a DC 25 perception check for you to notice something.
Okay. So I need a 17 or higher. That is not a 17 or higher. That is only 21.
Excellent. Any disturbances in the ground? You do not feel. Not here, but distant disturbances in the ground. You don't feel them.
I say activating arcane detection, and I just like push my own nose, and my eyes start to glow a little bit, and I cast detect magic.
Nice.
Which I'm sure I'm gonna get blown out with all the fucking scrolls in here, but
yeah. As you cast that, what does it look like? What is the filter that comes over your eyes that kind of appears?
It's very like Terminator screen, like everything just has like labels sort of around it, and is highlighted in different colors.
Yeah. I'll say make a real quick investigation check with advantage with that.
Bad rolls. It's a 13.
13. Okay. You detect the faint traces of conjuration in this room. Conjuration, lingering kind of a conjuration in the air here.
Has been performed here recently.
Conjuration has been performed here recently, yes. As in more recently than should have been, you gather. As you kind of cast out, indeed, all these books come to life here. You see tomes, you see manuals, you see books of exalted things and books of vile things, and this restricted archive has everything here.
Yeah, as all the sort of different scrolls and books start to pop up in my field of vision, one by one as they pop up, they get like sort of struck through and just says known entity and then disappears. Known entity disappears. Known entity disappears. And so eventually all the scrolls and things disappear from the vision, and it leaves behind just that atmosphere, that sort of tint of conjuration.
Patola steps back in with the logbook and kind of opens it up and says, all right, I have the logbook. Everyone that kind of logged in and out of this area yesterday kind of flips it open. The first thing she flips open, she shows an individual that you would all kind of know as someone of kind of high status and quite an important figure here, Dr. Yavon Delphine, a kind of a fidgety doctor that works down kind of towards the cemetery area, kind of flips it open and shows you that Dr. Delphine was there, shows you that a guy called Renmela, half-elven widower, was there. And also Tormik the Candle-Eyed, who was a very famous kind of magician, like archmage who turned magician, also came in and checked out a book there. The books that you can see, they were brought in and returned. You're able to check. Dr. Delphine grabbed a volume of "I Put a Spell on You and Now You're Dead" from the archive there. Where are my other books? There we go. The Archmage got a book called Lich Please, and the Ren Miller got Scroll Down for Doom, something to do with scrolls and necromancy and binding and stuff like that. And she shows you all that, and she says, all the books were returned, though. I'm not sure what to tell you.
So I pull out that little notebook that I had gone up there to get, and on my Talon, ink just starts appearing, and I start scrolling down all of the names and the books, and then a couple names back. Suggestion: Ban? Ban?
Librarian, are you aware of conjuration magic being performed in this space?
No, there should be abjuration, lingering abjuration, so people don't. You would get blasted if you tried to take stuff here without permission. But there should be no conjuration. No. The interior library has statues that are kind of conjurations that will come to life to defend the library if needed. But there should be no conjuration in here.
There is.
Currently?
Recently performed.
Oh. 1 second, and she kind of steps out with the log. As she steps out with the log, she says, I'm going to find a conjuration book, see if we can figure out what it was. And kind of steps out back into the library.
To herself as she goes.
Yeah.
Renee has been keeping an eye on everyone, but has made what they feel is a very silly observation that they're quite tall and many of the investigators in the room are not. And so they're making a point of focusing on like the higher points of like the dome and the shelves. I just want to feel like I'm helping and do a little investigation check.
Yeah, make an investigation check for me.
Okay. That's a 5.
You look up, and as you look up, you kind of stare up at one of the books called Eulogy or Evocation and Where the Souls Linger, kind of up the top there. And as you're kind of staring up at them, you realize that about like 5 minutes has passed. And you come back down. There, Vellum, Bernard, Odo, C.O.R.R.A, all in different places in the room. And you're like, shit, what did I miss?
I'm now, since we looked at that log, I'm just kind of gonna slowly go through and look at some of the different books and scrolls in here. Like, are these things all vaguely necromancy themed? Like, I feel like
no. You've
what's
got
been
like
relevant to this, or is this just like everything that's in here is
no. Like I
necromancy?
said, you've got books of manual health and tomes of and books of exalted deeds and vile darkness. That just every magical tome you could think of is in here. Indeed, if you wanted to steal all the books here, you would have every tome of understanding, and you could just flick through and bump all your stats to each day. It's definitely like a vast array of different things here. You look at the scrolls; they're all like 8th and 9th level scrolls, and some classic 10th level scrolls, such as the scroll that is missing. One of the scrolls that is missing, the scroll of lingering vitality, is definitely like a 10th level quote unquote spell. A lot of these scrolls are vast, kind of enormously powerful rituals that take a lot of cunning and a lot of intelligence to cast. Things to do with widespread protection, planar kind of travel, planar bonding, all that sort of stuff.
Okay, so just confirming for myself that the correlation amongst these things is meaningful and is not just this is a necromancer archive.
Yes, it's not it is the yeah.
I'm going to look for a book.
Sure. What book are you looking for?
Yeah. It's probably the most important book in this library. I want the White Pages.
The White Pages, excellent. You step out of the archive there, as you step out of the archive, you make your way back to the front where like travel and brochures are, and you're able to find a white pages kind of book there.
Amazing. And I'm going to whisper to myself, I've always wanted to do this. And I'm going to look at every single person that we found in the logbook. I'm going to find their name and rip out the page.
No. Renee,
You're in the archive. You're in the archive.
I was gonna say, I genuinely was gonna say that Renee spots Bernard leaving and is like, and like follows out the doorway so they can keep an eye like on both.
So you won't be able to keep an eye on both because you've got the black curtain and the darkness. You need to decide whether you're staying in the archive with everyone or going out with Bernard.
I go to Vellum, I snap my fingers and I go, and then I follow Bernard out. And if I can catch Bernard's hand before they rip the white pages, I'm going to.
Bernard, make a sleight of hand check for me. Vellum, you're in charge of the archive.
Can I want to force it. Can it be like an athletics check?
If you're not worried about being seen, you can just tear the pages.
Oh, yeah. No. I want it very, very flamboyant.
So Bernard tears the first page. And then Renee, I hand it over to you two.
I grab the book from their hands and I shove them back.
All the way in the other room, not even seeing this, Cora starts to emit like a strange beep, beep, beep. Just senses it.
What's happening?
I'm just gonna fly over to Odo and can I? And I indicate that I want to like land on his shoulder.
You may.
So, you're supposed to be an investigator? What's your story? Completely oblivious to anything else that's going on. Hey, what makes you qualified for this sort of investigation?
Well, I've been holding my skills for the last 250 years, so I've solved many a case, traveled the world.
What have you solved?
Well, I've solved the great heist of the Iron Howler. Solved the theft of the Azure Diamond.
I haven't heard of that one either. Anything like big?
I get the sense that you don't get out much, do you?
Why would I leave my hoard?
To perhaps get more things to add to it.
Oh, I have people that do that for me. It's fantastic. It's amazing. But in your vast experience, what do you think Renee meant when she was like eyeballs?
I believe that was a signal for you to keep an eye on me and watch me. Because I'm an outsider to the library, so I believe they do not quite fully trust me.
Are you doing anything you shouldn't?
No.
Okay.
We cut back outside. Patola has like a book on conjuration, is like toddling across the floor towards the restricted archive. Renee, Bernard, you guys kind of book between you both. What are y'all doing?
I'm so sorry, my fire alarm is going off. I'm pulling the book and pushing
Cora.
Bernard back.
Okay, you're pulling the book, maybe check that things aren't burning down, perhaps?
It's a regular occurrence. If I could pause my camera and just go turn the alarm off and come back, is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Dip yourself out. Bernard, wrestling with the book there. Which page would you have, which person would you have torn off first? Would you have torn off
the
doctor
person?
Yeah, the doctor. Okay,
yeah,
great.
The doctor.
Excellent. As you tear that off, Renee is kind of like wrestling with you so that you can't kind of tear anymore. I hand it back to y'all.
There's about 1,000 of these.
You don't get it, Metal Man.
What don't I get?
Paper is precious. Completely lost my accent.
Fine. And I'm going to put the piece of paper back. I'm going to say, O binder who art in the library, hallowed be thy tools. And I'm going to cast mending.
Paper from them. No,
It-
you can't have any of this.
It's he's putting they're putting it back as they put it back in. It rebinds to the kind of to the paper there, as if little paper mites are knitting it back together, and the page appears back in.
I think that's really cool, but also, Bernard, what the fuck?
It's back.
Well, it was written in one of these PI police officer romance books. They tear out the page, and it was going to be so. I just had to do it once, you know.
I don't, but that's all right. I take them by the shoulders and I turn them and I push them back in to investigate.
Oh, I was going to investigate the people.
Patola walks past you, kind of looks at Bernard and says, yes, their addresses would be in there. I have the Conjuration book and kind of flicks through and says, Conjuration's a weird one. It can make things kind of appear or build, but it can also move things to different places. So I'm not sure which would be make more sense, but kind of hands you, Bernard, the Conjuration book and says, perhaps that will be of help there. Renee, who is keeping an eye on the people in the archive?
Vellum?
Runs back down there. As she runs back down there,
Books.
she looks at you.
Tattletale.
She says, hey, whoa, hang on. Bernard was ripping books? Which book?
This book.
He looks and says, oh, there's thousands of those through the city. It's a white pages. As she looks at it, she says, people rip these things to show feats of strength, you know, but Renee, thank you. If we get out of this healthy, I wonder if you would perhaps want to be properly hired by the library here. You are showing great initiative, and perhaps I need an extra set of eyes that isn't fluttering around up the tops there, drooling over papyrus.
That would be nice, but we can talk about it later.
He kind of nods, looks back at Bernard and says, and honestly, ripping a book in a library? Come on. I don't come to your place and, melt metal, or what's the equivalent
I feel
there?
like you're probably supposed to.
Grind. I don't get an angle grinder out and kind of shave down your swords and things.
Oh, I mean, you're allowed to if you repair it after.
Looks and says, that's fair. No harm done, no foul. And makes her way back into the archive with Vellum and Odo and C.O.R.R.A. And let's go ahead and take a little break there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we're back in the Librarium Arcanum with Bernard, Odo, Vellum, Renee, C.O.R.R.A, as they investigate these missing scrolls, plural, that we've figured out now. A scroll of lingering vitality and a scroll of soul reinstatement. As we come back, Librarian Patola striding into the archive, perhaps expecting the books to be splayed out everywhere, their pages folded beautifully. As she steps on in, she kind of pauses and says, "Oh, Vellum, I expected you to run amok in here without supervision. I apologize. That's on me."
In my own hoard? Are you kidding?
Well, to be fair, if your hoard is similar to, say, a Scrooge McDuck, you may like throw it everywhere and swim in it. A hoard doesn't necessarily mean order. Hoard, not order.
Who is this Scrooge McDuck, and does he have a bigger hoard than I do?
Scrooge McDuck is an Aarakocra, curious Aarakocra of great wealth. You probably don't want to meet him. I believe he's a bard, probably. I don't know. Maybe we'll meet him. He does live like in town, so perhaps if you want to go speak to him, you can.
Someone in town to compare hoards with? Why did you never tell me?
I mean, you never wanted to get out. You like your own hoard. I can contact Mr. McDuck if you wish to.
Wait. You are trying to distract me because someone defiled my fucking hoard!
I'm not trying to distract you. I am trying to make sure that you keep your cool and don't let your, you know what happens when you get angry, and we don't want any stains anywhere.
That was one time, and you said we're never going to talk about it again.
You are getting to that point where you're getting so worked up again.
All right, investigator guy, who do we kill?
Well, it's not necessarily a murder. I don't quite think this crime is worthy of death penalty.
Justified homicide. I think all the librarians in here agree. Justified homicide for someone who stole
okay,
from the
that's how
library.
we're rolling. Okay. We have 3 suspects. I have a sneaking suspicion they may be working in with each other, but I think we should question them each individually.
You think it is a cahoots situation?
Perhaps. I'm seeing connections that seem to make a plausible story here.
She nods and she says, well, you hear kind of like footsteps in the lobby kind of area there. And she says, I think that is your 15 minutes there, detective.
Well, that's all the time I get in here, but it doesn't mean I can't continue my investigation elsewhere.
Wow, that was 15 minutes? A minute is a lot longer than I thought.
Can Renee try and sneak out before the guard gets in here?
At this point, like if you're following Patola back and forth, the guards come in the front door. You know the only way to sneak out would be either back door or window. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll go for the window.
Okay, go for the window. Go ahead and make a stealth roll for me.
It's not gonna be good.
The window that you created? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. You here's what happens. You know that the window is like out to the side there. That is a 7. Yeah, the window is out to the side there, and what you do is you step out of the archive as everyone's in there, and you kind of push the curtains open, like, whoof, and immediately as you push the curtains open, you see City's guard with old mate Brannick at the front there, and he just kind of looks up and he says, "Hey." And they immediately kind of drop their spears. You see the two guards with like sleep in their eyes. They're like, "Oh, the one there." And they immediately start to like dart towards you.
I was helping, and I run
To the window, jump out. As you guys hear this commotion, as Renee runs to the window, dives out, shattered glass. You hear Captain Brannick say, "Go around the outside, get them." As they chase after Renee there,
they
Patola
back?
kind of look.
They're
Patola
back!
looks at you.
The thieves are back! Let's get them!
Okay, go, and kind of opens the door for you, Vellum, to go out. The captain goes, "That's a little paper dragon, get it!" They're all just freaking out because Renee's in there, this paper dragon they've never seen. Patola kind of shrugs and says, "I don't know what else I can do for you here. I'm so sorry, Captain. No. Renee is a worker of mine, and Vellum is a friend." And kind of goes to try and smooth this over. As Captain Brannick kind of steps in, looks at you, Odo, and says, "All right, that's your time. Get out."
Deal's a deal.
I sort of over you guys to see what you want to do.
I lean over to sort of Bernard and go, like I said, foolhardy, bullish.
Oh,
I think I'm actually following Renee.
I have no Bernard.
Unsexualized tension, I feel.
Completely platonic kind of tension.
Yes. It can never lead into something else. I write some things down.
You all right, buddy? You have to lie down there. As you C.O.R.R.A, you wheel out, and as you wheel out, you see that like Patola's kind of giving you a little bit of a. The captain looks at you and says, and you see an open, smashed window with guards like looking out. You hear voices shouting outside. You just go straight for the window.
I go straight for the window, go through it in exactly the same way I did last time.
As you go for the window, the guards turn around and like dive out of the way as you just go.
Again, not acknowledging any obstacles and just moving towards my destination. I came in here with Renee, and I understood that I was supposed to go with Renee. So that is what I am doing.
You flip your way out the window there. As you flip your way out the window, Renee, where would C.O.R.R.A be following you to as you're being pursued by City's guard here?
I don't know. I think Renee's gonna go
No plan.
Straight, right, left, straight.
Okay. Here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna do a real quick countdown game here. You guys, you two running away have a little bit of a head start, but the guards are following along behind. Basically, I need to know what checks you're making, what you're doing in order to get away here. The first thing you're doing, Renee, is trying to duck dive, dodge dive. Go ahead and make either a deception or a survival check for me, because you know these streets as the city's guard follow. Depending on your degree of success, depends on which timer goes up more. You want to get down to 0 before the guards get down to 0.
Okay. My first roll has advantage.
Okay.
Oh my god, a 16.
A 16. Excellent, excellent. That brings your timer down 1 as the guards are running. You watch C.O.R.R.A as Renee just like dodges through the crowd, through the streets there, weaving your way. C.O.R.R.A wheeling along behind. You can catch up to Renee pretty easily there. And you're able to, like, as Renee is sprinting, you are moving at the same speed, but just like your gyroscope's so good that you're just completely still. And you can just like turn to Renee and speak to Renee as you're like speeding along beside them.
And since I was following, I'm probably on the other side, flying through the air.
So you are leaving.
Yeah, no, there was an intruder, and the guards are pursuing. So see Renee up ahead. So I'm going to pursue. Renee
first thing I want, Vellum, before you have not left this place, I would like to know as you fly out the window, as you take in the city and head in that direction, what's Vellum's reaction to the wider world here?
I hope it's not raining.
So do I. Wow, it's really bright out here and really big. It's really big. But then I just have to focus tunnel vision, try and block everything out and just focus on the guards chasing after somebody. It's Renee. So Renee's running, so they must be leading the guards. So charging after that, trying to find this dastardly thief.
Okay, you charge after Renee. So we've got Renee and C.O.R.R.A at the front, the 2 guards, and then Vellum at the back there. We're going to continue with this chase before we come back to Odo and Bernard, like stepping out with Patola calmly. What do you guys
exiting in a normal way?
What do you guys want to do next as the guards are chasing along behind Renee? They fall back a little bit. You watch this, Vellum. They're falling back. If they lose Renee, they're going to lose the bad guy. What do you guys want to do here?
Renee, what is
somewhere hidden and safe.
I would immediately start like internally scanning my maps of the city for the closest place that we could get to that was, hidden.
Do me a
from
favor.
public
Yeah,
view.
make a history or a survival check. I'll get either.
Let's see. Let's see what kind of skills I have. I think I'm gonna go with history. Ooh, that is a 23.
23, beautiful. A couple things come to mind. There is the very edge of the city where like the kind of the more cute kind of domestic kind of cottages are is probably quite quiet. There is the semi.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, I'm definitely going for the cemetery. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Vellum, you okay over there?
I'm struggling. I'm struggling. Keep it up. We
You're
got
doing
this.
great, buddy. You're doing great.
We got this. You're gonna hate what I do next.
I mean, you're doing great. That's what was that? No, I hated that.
That had a little Scottish kind of creeping
You're
in.
doing great. Am I doing that, bro?
This is why I don't do accent work.
I'm good. I'm back. Excellent. As you guys dart ahead there, what are you guys doing?
Yeah,
to
I
help
move
you hit
just
the
slight.
center?
I acknowledge. Renee has told me, and move slightly ahead and start leading in the direction of the cemetery, mortuary, whatever.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm flying. And as I'm flying there, I'm worried because they're outdistancing the guards. So I'm going to use papercraft, to make like little flowers, like little folded paper flower petals appear behind me but it's in a straight line because I'm flying.
So they
it may
can
not
follow
be-
you easily.
Yeah, so they can follow easily, but it may not be extremely
Perfect.
helpful because it's as the dragon flies and not like running around streets and everything. They may lose it and have to pick up the trail again at some point.
You're dropping some of them like on top of buildings.
Exactly.
You give them a little bit of a boon. They're able to follow the trail there. As they're following the trail, as you guys run off at this point, Bernard, Odo, as we cut back to the exterior there, Patola kind of steps out and says, I think Renee and C.O.R.R.A were,
Just fucking God.
I mean, I'm Otto's assistant, right?
Yes.
So we'll solve the case. Don't worry.
Okay. If you need anything, I'll be here. I'm going to pop over to Mr. McDuck's place and see if he can lend a little bit of coin, perhaps.
Yeah, it's. I mean, he's so generous. I mean, this statue of him right in front of the library is a testament to that.
Right. Yes. I mean, people often ask why there is a statue of a duck in a top hat out front of the library. People don't know that it is Scrooge McDuck's Librarium Arcanum.
Yes. He's so generous. He didn't even put his name on the sign, but
No, he
whenever
insisted
we
on a
record
statue,
it,
though.
we know.
Yeah. He was so benevolent and kind that he was like, he does not want his name anywhere on the building, just a statue out front.
Yes,
And a prominently
solid
placed
gold
statue is
statue.
all he needs. Yeah.
and
Yes.
it's you almost don't notice it, like when let's say like a game master sets the scene. They don't even mention it in the introductory scene.
No,
it's just so
it is
unnoticeable.
it is one of those things that, like, we know it's there. Why do we need to talk about it? We don't
Exactly.
talk about the sun in the sky. It's as real as that. Of course, blessings be to the Mr. McDuck,
Oh, no, he's
our
Sitting on a
benevolent
whole
benevolent
new
leader,
person.
our benevolent leader, Mr. McDuck.
oh gosh.
Swim in gold for all eternity.
May he be encased in gold for all eternity. Okay, I'm going to go see if I can convince him to help out.
Okay.
Okay.
We shall do the PI work. Okay. Do you have like a badge? I've been like some PIs have a badge, right? Do you have a badge?
I tend to not have a badge. I sort of go by reputation.
Oh, I see. You're better than the badge.
Sure. Sure.
Maybe while your lover relies on but the badge, you rely on word of mouth. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
Yeah.
We cut back to the. Oh, where are you guys heading before I cut away from you guys?
I would like to go try to question some of our suspects.
Indeed. Bernard has one address, but you don't have the address of any of the others.
Yes. Well, I mean, there's thousands of white pages freaking everywhere in the city, so I'll pop down to a little corner store to see if I can't find another
boy going, white page for sale! White page for sale! Need to know where you're from!
Boy.
White page for sale! Yes!
You boy! I
sir.
flick him a gold.
Takes the gold. He says, feats of strength! White pages for feats of strength! White pages for reading! White pages for finding locations! Which would you like?
For the final locations and reading, I guess.
Of course. We have special perforated books for feats of strength around loved ones. Kind of gives you a wink. Do you have a loved one you wish to
just give me all of them.
Okay.
Just give me all of them.
Stacks you up. You've got one of each for the gold coin. So you have a white pages for reading, a white pages that has a perforated middle. And what was the other white pages for again?
Finding locations.
White pages for finding things.
Finding locations. Yeah, finding things. There you go. So you've got 3 big white pages there that you kind of have to carry around now. Beautiful.
Oh, I see. Is that police officer attracted to strength? I didn't think you would try so hard to impress him.
Let's walk and talk. Of course.
Or walk and not talk.
And where are you guys heading to? Which location do you want to head to?
I believe the one that we had was for Dr. Delphine.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Delphine. You head towards Dr.
Yes.
Delphine's little clinic there. Excellent. As you head to Dr. Delphine's clinic, we zoom out across the town following a trail of paper. Renee, C.O.R.R.A, you guys hear the guards still kind of clinking in their armor a little ways behind. They seem to have lost you and then kind of found the vague area you're heading to here. What are y'all doing?
I'm coming. I'm not going to lose you. Where are they? Are they invisible? Is that why we can't see them? I don't see them. Where are they?
Make a perception or survival check, Vellum.
Can I wave at Vellum?
Yeah, absolutely.
I wave.
That's a 13 perception.
13. You're gonna have to duck down and ask Renee and C.O.R.R.A.
That's who I was shouting at, right?
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I'll fly a little lower, still strewing paper flowers behind me.
I'm looking for if there's like literally like a crypt kind of thing that we can go into.
You're still a ways away. It's been like a minute or two that you've been running so far. Yeah. You're still running through the city to get out there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when you get there for sure. But you are still being pursued here as Vellum ducks down, Renee waving.
Didn't realize we were still in hot pursuit. I'm going to keep running.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're running this whole time. Okay. To break the fiction for a section, you, Renee, are someone that lives in the library. You guys knocked out 2 guards and then smashed through, like jumped through a window. You are the prime suspects here.
Yeah, I fucked up. But I think that tracks for my character.
What are y'all doing?
Running.
Fly it down a little closer. I'm assuming I'm a little bit faster than the other folks anyway. So catch up a little bit. Paper flowers flying behind me. Where are they? I don't see anybody. Where's the intruder? Where are the assholes? Do they have the books?
Velim, I feel that I am the intruder. You need to stop dropping flowers, my man.
We are
You're the
seeking a
intruder?
place of hiding.
Okay. At this point, with you guys just running, you round a corner and you see down an intersection. Guards to the left and to the right, and the ones around the back of you kind of appear, and they go, "There they are!" And they're running in towards you. What are you guys doing?
Can I climb?
I'm sure that you
Can you?
can. Yeah. What would you like to do to climb?
How tall are the buildings around me? Perhaps that's a better question.
These buildings are a little smaller. Like they're minimum like 20 feet tall. Some of them, 30 feet tall. They're mostly kind of brick with kind of like, downpipe exterior. So they're certainly like itsy bitsy spiderable.
Are they quite congested, like rooftop to rooftop kind of thing?
Not super congested enough that like with a decent leap, yes, but it's getting more and more sparse the further out from the city you're heading. You gather that, what's your strength? You gather that you could jump from rooftop to rooftop, but someone like C.O.R.R.A probably, not quite.
All right, C.O.R.R.A, let us keep running straight, I guess. Then I was going to climb, but I don't think you can climb.
Okay. I need all of you to go ahead and make dexterity saving throws as the guards get close enough to throw weighted nets in your direction there. Again, an offense punishable by hands chopped off or a visit to the gallows. They are chasing you down.
That's a 7.
And an 8.
This was a dex save? Or
Yes, please.
Okay. Oh my god. I also got an 8.
Beautiful. Nets get thrown from a distance. They
This is an outrage! I'm
land.
a dragon!
You, Odo, and Bernard hear this from like 3 streets away as you're just calmly walking down the streets. You hear commotion off about 3 blocks away as the guards kind of run in and kind of pile onto Velim, Renee, and C.O.R.R.A. Bernard, Odo, what are you guys doing?
Hearing the nonsense, I'm gonna head my way over there.
Yeah.
Excellent. Sort of, I'm gonna come in just very loudly, not trying to be subtle, just going, You uniformed imbeciles, stop! They're helping me with my investigation.
As you and Bernard head across there, it takes a little bit of time for you to get there. As you get over there, it's around the same time that down the other walkways, you're marching down this walkway saying that with Bernard. Bernard, are you following along or are you taking another tact?
I am confused why Odo is running towards all that.
With the stack
so
of books.
I'm going to walk that way, but not like running. I'm going to separate.
Yeah, excellent. So as you're marching down, Odo, shouting at the guards look up and shoot you the most derisive kind of looks of like, ugh, this idiot. And from round the corner down the end, you hear Captain Brannick say, well. You're saying that these criminals are aiding you? And he's walking down from the other end towards Renee, C.O.R.R.A, and Velim. He shouts out and he says, we've got a thieving orc, we've got a malfunctioning automaton, and we have a little scary little paper dragon boy. Right now, you'll be quiet. You'll speak when spoken to. Looks over at you, Odo, and says, you messed up. You messed up.
May I say is their crime?
He steps on in, fleeing the scene of a crime, breaking and entering, avoiding questioning. We're going to have to take him into the jail to at least discover what they know. You had your chance, Odo. Yeah, go for C.O.R.R.A.
This is an unjust apprehension, and I'm going to turn to Renee and cast Vortex Warp.
Yeah.
And send Renee I will use a sorcery point to send Renee 180 feet away from here.
Nice. Renee disappears, yeeted 180 feet, just
Like, in the
way down
direction
the end
that
of the
I had
street.
been
Yeah,
heading.
down the end of the street. Massive head start, Renee. Renee appears over there. The guards immediately kind of look. I am going to. You're going to get 2 attacks on you, C.O.R.R.A, non-lethal, in order to try and bonk you out here. One of them's a nat 20. The other is a 4. You are going to take 8, 9, 10, 11 points of bludgeoning damage as they kind of bonk you there. As they bonk you there, the captain says, "No spell casting. Any spell casting will be received with, well, physical violence, as you've obviously seen here. You two, head in that direction." And the 2 sleepy guards go running after Renee there, who has a massive head start. At this point, Bernard, you arrive behind Odo there. Odo with your stack of books, Vellum, C.O.R.R.A there. I hand it over to you guys.
You have damaged property of the Athenaeum Obscurum.
He looks in.
There will be severe fines and penalties applied.
Ooh, I bet that dragon is going to be upset you messed with his hoard. Oh!
The captain kind of looks and says, "You've potentially stolen from the Librarium Arcanum, which houses some of the most dangerous and potent spells. A crime that is punishable if found guilty to have stolen something incredibly important and dangerous by death. So if I've dented your chassis and I'm going to get in trouble for that, but it turns out I've caught the culprit, I think I can live with that." And they start to put manacles on C.O.R.R.A. Try to put manacles on C.O.R.R.A. through the net there, and try to manacle Vellum's like wings, I guess. Bernard, Odo.
Is that where we're at now? Strong arming your way to make arrests?
He looks
Where
at you.
was the class?
He says, "You may be all class, but I'm the strong one here. And if I need to force my way into finding out who did this, I will. You can't charm your way into getting people to tell the truth."
Well,
and he stands like face to face with Odo there. They're like chest to chest, like.
I get in that posture.
Bernard's taking notes.
You know what he does? He slaps one of the books off the top there, so he can see your face.
I pick up the tearaway book and I rip it in half.
Perfect. Go ahead and make either a persuasion or an intimidation check with advantage.
They both equal the same. That is a natural 20 for a 22.
He, standing in front of you, goes, "Oh. You know when the dean sees Jeff in sunglasses? Even in shadow! He drops to the ground. As he drops to the ground, the guards immediately move to him. You guys have a split second here where they're all distracted.
Let's get out of Dodge.
I don't know if I could take advantage of it. I'm just sitting there watching, head back and forth. How long have you two been married?
I'm gonna try to just continue walking, like dragging the net with me.
Yeah, half speed as you're moving with the net there.
No,
your
get
net catches.
Get that off yourself. We gotta go.
The net comes off. Vellum's still in a net there.
No, come on. Go. Stop squirming.
You free the net. You all, I guess those that wish to are able to sprint away as Captain Brannock is writhing on the floor there. Exactly what the book was for, guys. We cut to Renee. Renee, you're like sprinting and stopping and looking around, and it looks like the tale has ended.
I just stop and breathe and look around and try and figure out where I am.
You're in the outer cottage district of this city. You would know that as it kind of slopes out towards kind of plains, it becomes even more kind of wild with kind of grass and forests and things. And as you're at the kind of the top edge of the city where all the humble kind of folk live, you would spot Odo and Vellum and C.O.R.R.A and Bernard coming down the road that you came down. at the end of like a run there, and you guys are home free for now.
I'll go meet up with them.
Excellent. I hand it back to you guys.
Hey, C.O.R.R.A, what did Renee mean that she was the thief? Did she really? She's not really the thief, right? They're
No.
not really the thief?
I do not believe that Renee is capable of this particular crime.
So why did they say they were? I'm confused.
Because they're idiots.
Oh, that tracks. Okay.
Yeah. Well, now this is going to make things a lot harder. We are going to need to solve this crime without racing a... my cardio is not what it used to be. Without any interruptions from those uniformed idiots.
Do you need
I
some...
think we at least have a lead.
Do you need water? Do you need to sit down, rest a little while? You look awful peaceful.
I think I should be fine. Let's just keep going.
How does
What's our-
C.O.R.R.A look?
Next destination? Oh, C.O.R.R.A has a big dent. Like it's just like completely normal, but like I don't know where she got hit, but like maybe just like in sort of like the side of her torso. There's just a dent.
Yeah. Tiny little sparks, kind of like.
Oh, I'm staying away from that.
Oh, I've sustained damage. And I'm going
Yes, you
to,
have.
I'm going to I'll sort of place my hand there and it almost kind of like suctions and like pops it back out. The dent back out as I cast
Yeah.
Mending, which allows me to use a hit dice.
Yeah, use a hit die there.
That was disgusting.
Excellent. As you repair yourself a little bit, yeah. Where are you off to?
Okay, Otto. Okay, so this is the critical moment in the investigation. I realized where we decide on, we like interview suspects or something, right?
Yep.
Or do we want to like skip to like trap it or like? Sorry, I've mostly just read Scooby Doo, honestly, but also like fanfics of Scooby Doo. So anyway, go on.
So you're saying
Not
it's likely
even
this was...
fanfic of
So you're saying this was likely Old Man McDuck after all?
Oh god.
It could have been, but Otto,
It's not an impossibility, but I believe that Ren Meller might have hired Dr. Delphine and Tormek Canalave in order to revive their dead husband. Their husband, correct? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Their dead
So much
husband.
information.
Wow, where did you get all this?
Through investigating all the clues, seeing that I have that the three people who had come into the restricted access were Tormek Canalave, Ren Miller, and Dr. Delphine. I found both a tattered piece from a mage's cloak, a tattered tag from a mage's cloak, a piece of scrap from a aristocrat's robe, and a dark glove.
Wow, you're really good.
Mhm.
And with the soul, the two scrolls being the preserving the vitality and the soul transference, I believe. That is what has happened here.
I love that, Otto, and I have never heard of a red herring before.
Well, the
Just
point of a red
mentioning
herring.
that.
Yeah. Points of red herrings is that they get in the way. True detective sticks to the guns, and then if the red herring shows themselves, then they on the fly change what their accusations are.
Lovely. Oh, I have to write that down.
So, just so I've got this correct, because this is brilliant. I would not have put that together. We are off to murder the widow is who's back? Is that what we're doing? We are separating true love again? No?
Well, no, I think we are trying to find which one of them did the actual thieving.
Are we working on the assumptions that there is no corpse reanimated yet?
It's as we are hoping.
All right, let's go.
Now,
Okay.
here's an ethical question while we walk. Do we allow them to use the scrolls and then they return them to the library and maybe face a fine?
Typically, scrolls are expended when used.
The paper will be gone. We need to
If
hurry.
used directly, a scroll containing magic will no longer exist after it has been used.
Hmm.
Some spellcasters can transcribe the spell into a more long-lasting form in a book. But the scroll will still be expended even in this use.
Hmm.
Next page.
So are we off to the doctor or the magician?
We currently have the address of Dr. Delphine already written down. We'd have to do a little bit more reading before we found out where our magician friend would be.
Yeah, so someone didn't want me to rip out the pages.
Defile a book?
Thank you, Willem.
That is the purpose of white pages, obviously. Using an item as intended is not defilement, but filement.
One could argue that folding a paper as such as the ear of the dog is also the way it is supposed to be done, but it is clearly defilement. This is a conversation we will settle another time. Let's go. I'm turning
But
German.
the white pages is not supposed to be removed from the library as it is not able to be checked out. So really, you couldn't do that.
Someone would fold a dog ear into a book? Have they never heard of a bookmark?
Oh, yes, a bookmark.
People are idiots, Willem.
What kind of world is this?
Where is our next destination?
The doctor! Where am I?
You five plus a strange shape-shifting German orc that's kind of following along as well. Renee, do me a favor, roll a D100.
No.
I want to see if there's a random German orc in your robe of useful items that keeps popping his head up. 90. Okay.
So close.
No random German orc in there. However, as you wonder where those voices come from, two patches fall off your robe there, and with a 90, they land on the ground, and there is a as two mastiffs appear beside you there. Big, like, floppy jowls, immediately drooling.
I get them in like a nice headlock, both of them, and there's so much slobber, and I don't care.
As those dogs appear, they are now trotting alongside you as you head towards the mage's, not the mage, the doctor's place, abode there. You make your way further out towards as the houses become more and more kind of sparse, a little bit more greenery strewn about, indeed little gardens, little picket fences, and you find your way over to Dr. Delphine's apothecary, which is right next to Cemetery Hill and Mausoleum. Doubles as a kind of a doctor's and a funeral home. A little off-putting, but the locals in this area, in the city, it's like we don't want to go there because we don't want to be put in the ground. But the locals in the area love Dr. Delphine and know that they are just a delight to kind of be treated by. And the stigma of this area is false in their opinion. You make your way to the apothecary front door there, and as you do, you can see that there is a plaque on the front there that says that Rowie, that says that the private clinic closed for research on the front door there.
Should we inquire as to whether they're using the library's resources for their research?
That seems to be a good idea.
Know that they're
Conservative.
using the library resources. They had checked out a book about it, so
They did return those books. All those books have been returned.
right, but they use notes, and you can write
Yeah.
notes, and then you can use the library's resources. Anyway, but what we really want is if they have the scroll.
Yes, the library's resources. And I just move straight to the door, and I look like I'm about to knock really loudly on the door, unless someone stops me. But I will do that. If no one stops me, boom.
Excellent. Big knock on the door. You hear nothing for a moment, and then you hear, yeah, just give me a quick second, please. And you hear footsteps coming towards the door. As the door opens, you see Dr. Yvonne Delphine, a human, a little pale, kind of gaunt looking, tired, a little bit like if you took the doctor from Deadwood and shaved him clean there, Greenwell Wormtongue,
so
basically. If you watch The Pit, have you seen The Pit?
Yeah.
His daughter plays one of the doctors.
Oh, yes.
The single mom, and he shows up for a cameo real brief as her dad, and he is her actual dad. It's very cute. It's great. It's a great show. Watch The Pit. It's like The Bear, but in an operating room, in an emergency room. It's hectic. As he answers the door, Dr. Yvonne is kind of like washing his hands, like foam on his hands there. And he looks and he says, I'm so sorry. The clinic's closed today. And I don't do repairs. You might want to head to... Bernard.
We're here on
Hi.
behalf of the Librarium Arcanum.
Oh, right. What did I... Kind of pats his pockets. He says, I'm pretty sure I put the book back. You're probably asking about me showing up and taking a look at... is it I put a spell on you? And now you're...
Library
no. What was it?
resources have gone missing.
We were just
dear.
inquiring about a scroll. Do you have a scroll? Do you have any scrolls in your establishment right now?
Kind of pats his pockets down, and he has like a pocket full of notes and says, I took notes from what I read in the archive. I hope that's all right. If it's intellectual property, I can always...
No, you can keep that. I'll just let me just do one quick thing. Check for property. You can just hang right there, and we'll be on our way. And I'm going to cast...
I'm sorry. You're coming in. I'm currently working on someone's recently passed loved one.
Oh, of course. I don't need to come in. Someone else can go in. But I'm not going to go in.
Well, I'd kindly ask that you all respect the deceased and maybe come back a little later. I can if you give me till sundown. I mean, I got to shut up shop anyway, so I can always come find you at sundown.
Can Renee lean in and be like, how deceased are they?
On a scale of what? Like
Skeletal to fresh.
Okay. I'd put them at about a skeletal of fresh. I'd put them at an 8, maybe. If fresh is the top of the scale, make a perception check, Renee, as you like crane your head over there.
Detecting Arcanum. Boop. I switch on my detect magic again.
Yeah,
I rolled
absolutely.
a 4 for a 3 total.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You're craning your neck and kind of looking and you turn around. Everyone's at the opposite door. You're looking through someone else's door across the street. As you're looking through someone else's door across the street, you pop detect magic up. As you pop detect magic up, make a real quick investigation check. You're gonna get stuff anyway, but I want to see just how much we get.
Right. Oh god, it was so close to a good roll, and then it just wasn't. That's a 6.
A 6. Okay, great. At this distance, at 30 feet, you don't get the entire kind of interior of this place here. Nothing is loading for me right now.
Nothing is loading for C.O.R.R.A right now.
Loading,
Yeah.
loading, loading.
Loading.
I'm going
Oh,
to
beautiful.
cast locate object, and I'm going to close my eyes. As I've recovered library resources before, I'm just going to locate library resources. And I'm going to, that gives me, well, you can read the description, but 1,000 feet of me unless it's blocked by lead, essentially.
Nice. As you look, this is browsers are not my tabs. I've got too many tabs open for this thing here. As you reach out, you would detect. Where's my list over there? You would detect definitely with your detect magic, you would definitely detect abjuration here. There would be a little bit of traces of within 30 feet. Traces of evocation, and traces of I can't memorize all spells, and the internet is really, really kicking my ass for it. And I want to give you the right info, but nothing's loading for me here.
You can come back to it. That's fine.
It's part of the damage.
Yeah, maybe.
C.O.R.R.A
I didn't recover all
no.
my hit points. I still have a little bit of damage. There's like a part of my screen that's like just dark. There's like a dark like corner, like part of the brightness have gone out in the screen.
Abjuration. So I'm trying to find, where are we? Abjuration. Yes, definitely abjuration. And a peppering of conjuration and a peppering of necromancy as well. Is what I'll have to say. And Bernard, sorry, what did you get there?
I just cast locate object.
Yes. Excellent. As you cast locate object, you do not get a ping for that scroll.
Or any library resources.
No, you don't get a ping for any library resources in here. Yeah.
Can I just double check? Could Zoe?
Yeah.
Double check a name. I wrote it down, and I'm sure I wrote it down wrong. Renella, the half elven widower.
No, Renella.
Ren Meller.
Oh, Ren Meller. Yeah.
Oh, Ren Meller.
Yeah, W-R-E-N. Ren.
Ren. I poke my head back over to the door and
the right door.
Go, yeah. When was the last time you saw Ren?
She looks at you. He looks at you and he says, when he dropped his dear departed off yesterday.
Oh, is that who you were working on?
Yes, the dear departed Trey Meller.
Do you use conjuration magic in your work?
Occasionally, if I'm running out of bits and pieces, or if I need a hand, sometimes there's an unseen servant or two that I need. You know how it is.
If I need a hand, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah. You ever done the unseen servant? All right. There is a dead body in here. I need you to respect that, please.
Have you performed conjuration magic inside the Librarium Arcanum?
In the Librarium? Maybe. I mean, I don't know if I brought my pencil in with me or my paper. I might have conjured up some notepad for notation. I honestly can't remember. I've been quite a bit of a fuzz.
I'm going to turn to Odo. Oh, so this guy deals with dead people?
Oh.
Yes.
And alive people. If you're feeling ill, I'm also able to help you there.
The dead and dying.
Well, and the slightly injured as well. You don't have to be dying to go to the doctor. In fact, go to the doctor before you think you're dying. That's probably wise.
Advice.
Yes.
What about Tormik the magician? Have you seen him or her or them recently too?
Tormik. I think I walked past Tormik. Tormik's not He kind of comes by town occasionally. Tormek, I can't remember. I think I was leaving as arriving as Tormek was leaving. Yeah, said something about going to see Mr. McDuck.
Tormek was going to see Mr. McDuck.
Oh yeah, they're thick as thieves, those two.
So
I believe
you're saying if
Mr.
I was...
Mr. McDuck bankrolled Tormek's first kind of magical tour. So
Yes, the magical tour. So if I was looking for Tormek to go ask them some questions, I would have to go see Mr. McDuck. Is that what you're saying?
I believe he's staying with Mr. McDuck. Yes.
Okay, looks like we're going to Mr. McDuck's.
I am on my little internal screen trying to monitor vital signs of this person to see if their heart rate is increasing, to see if they seem like they are nervous or concerned.
Roll an insight check for me.
I was also hoping to I was mostly asking to look for reactions, but I love that Core is doing this.
You can make an insight check to do with the questions that you made. Yeah, absolutely.
I got a 14.
Yeah, I was sort of sitting back, watching, observing, sort of as everybody was piling on.
I
got a nat 1 for a -2. -2.
I have no idea what's going on.
Renee is back at the other door, and there's like a little halfling couple looking up,
Somehow
going,
Renee just keeps getting turned around.
We don't know who that is. I'm so sorry. As you guys turn around, and Renee's like off interviewing halflings across the way there. Cora, you rolled a 14. Oh no, you can roll one as well if you want. With a 14, definitely like not nervous, but definitely not like letting you in for sure. What did you roll, Odo?
24.
And a definite kind of guarding of, even though they held up the notes there, a definite like guarding, the notes went back in the breast pocket there. 14, just not happy about being questioned, but certainly a raised heart rate. With a 24, everything they've said about McDuck and Torvik is true, but they're definitely not saying everything. They're definitely holding something back, and they're definitely a little like nervous that you're kind of grilling them. Well, if there's nothing else, I really should get back to what is essentially an autopsy.
Well, you're still a suspect, so just so you know, your Hoard privileges have been temporarily revoked. Don't come by.
Okay, and I guess don't leave town. That's what the detectives usually say, all right?
I look at
Correct.
Excuse me, you said performing...
who are you talking to there, Renee?
The wall.
Just... Go ahead, Bernard.
The vortex warp kind of scrambled Renee up a little.
Bernard, go ahead.
Yeah, you said performing an autopsy is the death mystery at the moment.
It is. When a warrior dies, it's best to make sure exactly how it happened, and it was requested by Mr. Mellar there, Ren. He said, "Can you please confirm for me what I suspect happened?"
Otto, if you have a business card, we got a PI who could, if there's any interesting thing to investigate about surrounding this death. I know Otto could always give it a look.
The look.
Kind of looks at Odo there, and says, "Yeah. I mean, I'll happily take." As you give him the look, I'll happily take a card if that's what's happening here, and kind of takes a card from you and says, "I'll be sure to let you know. Thank you for your respect in these troubled times," and kind of politely shuts the door, and you hear a lock kind of bolted across the top there. Little halfling couple kind of close their door on Renee there as well.
Oh, we're over here. All right. And I go.
We
Hmm,
should proceed
He's hiding something.
to Red Meller.
Is he?
My fear of this.
I mean, maybe he like doesn't have the funds to hire you. I don't know. Was that forward?
Maybe a tad forward, yeah. But I don't think
I see.
our dear doctor here is quite being fully truthful with us.
Yeah, HIPAA and all that.
The things we're canonizing in this universe.
Odo, you get a quick like buzz from your like company sending stone, and all it is a quick voice message saying, "Hi, Dr. Delphine here, just making sure you have my number." Winky face, and then immediately after, smiley face. Sorry, bumped the wrong button.
Amazing.
I don't think that was the wrong button. I think they just panicked.
That's a JK unless.
Certified DILF.
Yeah, a GD DILF. Yep.
So who do we get?
I think
We don't kill this guy. Who do we kill?
we're not quite killing anybody yet. Perhaps we find some more information from Ren, maybe stop at Tormek, but I don't think our time here with Dr. Delphine will be our last.
The scroll did not appear to be present within view, but the doctor is capable of conjuration magic and may have been involved in the events that occurred.
Yeah.
But what if the conjuration magic is not related to the theft? Maybe he
That's
just forgot a
entirely
pin.
possible. A small spell such as that would not likely leave as much of a residue after a period of time, as I detected.
Maybe he forgot like 100 pins.
100, a really big pen.
What is it? What is it, boy? What is it, girl? Did I hear the dog? What is it? Tell me, lead me, take me.
This last
Your two dogs start to like trot away very intently.
I follow them.
Why not? Why not?
I'm rolling like shit. What does it matter?
Do you all follow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. You follow after the
no
dogs.
reason.
The dogs trot and run and kind of gallop a little bit. As they gallop a little bit, they run towards one of the shrubs that are like near off to the side there, and they kind of do a lap around them and just pee on the shrub, and then they sit and look at you.
Yep, that sounds right.
Good boy, good girl. Seriously, are we going to? We're gonna move on here. Let's go.
Was this the sort of thing that was in your fan fiction?
You know what? I mean, Renee, are these summons of yours, or were they like already fully out? Like, are they like your children now, or are they some other person's children?
Yes.
I mean, yes. I mean, I know it takes two to make a baby. So they are, but are they your children? So yes, they are your children.
Your biological children is what's being
As someone who knows very little about magic and the way that it works, yes.
I see. Well, you have to name them, right?
Yes, Jonesy and Schmidt.
Jonesy and Schmidt.
Ouais. Ça va? On y va?
Are you
Ça va bien.
are you providing them sanctuary?
Yes, for now.
Oh, that melts my heart.
Yeah, it does.
You could ride one if you wanted to, Vellum.
No.
Okay.
Saliva and paper don't mix very well.
That's fair. I look at Odo. Seriously, where are we going?
What about envelopes?
That's gum. There's gum involved. It's an adhesive. That's a whole different type of paper making.
Understood, and the face in the clouds disappears. You guys head over. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, we know Tormek may be seeking refuge at the Mr. McDuck's mansion, but I think it may be wise to maybe try to get some information from Ren. Maybe see if they're home, ask a few questions, and maybe try a more subtle approach. The husband passed away, so maybe we can show our condolences, maybe try to get a little more information that way.
Okay. You, how are you finding Ren's place? What's the plan?
Can I go back and knock on
Oh yes, do that.
on the doctor's door and ask for directions?
Yeah, you knock on the doctor's door, and as the door is answered, what do you say? Door opens.
Genuinely so sorry to bother you again. Could we just have directions to Ren and Mr. McScrooge's, Mr. McDuck's home, please, and thank you.
Were you meaning to knock on that door? Kind of points across at the doctor's door.
Oh yes, I am so. Unless you know where they live, I'm so sorry.
No, I mean, Mr. No, that's all right. Mr. McDuck lives towards the center of the city, near the Librarium. You can't miss his kind of building there. It's the one that has the statue of a golden duck out front, but not like the little statue of the golden duck, and not the medium one, but the giant statue of the golden duck.
It's got a big dollar sign on the side of the
It's got a big dollar sign. Its eyeballs are dollar signs. Yeah.
Excellent, thank you.
Right,
Do you happen to know Ren?
Ren and Trey. I mean, rest in peace. But Ren and Trey live, a couple blocks that way. You can't miss it. It's the cottage that has the wreath on the front door there. After, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, and I leave.
You're welcome. As you leave, you head out. Odo, at this point, you have found the page.
Well, it seems that they're just a few blocks down the way.
Excellent, on y va.
You guys head down the block. As you head down the block, it doesn't take too long for you to find the beautiful little homestead cottage of Ren and Trey, the Mellars. As you look upon it, you see that the curtains are drawn, closed, and there's a wreath on the door with beautiful kind of like lilies on it there. As you approach, I hand it back to you guys.
As we were making our way there, I once again used papercraft and make a bunch of paper flowers and hand them over to Odo. I understand it's usually expected to bring something in these circumstances, like
That's
death,
a very,
whatever that is.
very thoughtful thing. Very thoughtful thing.
I did good.
Yes, did quite well, Vellum. Excellent.
Spin around happily.
Well, and Odo, let me tell you like how to properly greet a grieving family as I cast guidance for charisma checks on them.
Nice.
Well, that seems counterintuitive not to bring up the deceased when.
That's exactly what we want to ask about.
I would like to note that Renee is hanging out in the back.
You're still really tall.
Renee, for
do me a
clarity,
favor.
this is the house that we are going to.
Yeah. Renee, roll a real quick, just like intelligence saving throw for me.
Now, this is the irony, is that I'm not very smart, but my character is.
Oh, good.
What am I rolling? Saving throw?
Intelligence saving throw.
Oh my god, a 20, not nat.
Nat 20. You find yourself right in front of the front door of the deceased house, and you catch yourself going, oh, okay. And you walk to the back of the group, kind of lean against the thing there, and you are the most respectful and subtle that you can be right
Locked
now.
in. Yes.
Excellent. What are you all doing?
Has it been 10 minutes since I cast my spell?
On guidance? No, not yet. No.
No, sorry, on locate object.
Oh yes, to get over here. Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
yeah. Okay, cool.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for sure. Excellent.
Well, here goes nothing.
Excellent.
Knock.
As you knock on the door there, knock. There is no answer.
Try again, louder.
It seems that we may have a what people in the professional business call an opportunity.
I think we have a B&E expert here.
Bacon and eggs. The face goes back into the clouds.
All
Should
I'm
we
saying
enter
is
the
that
premises?
there might be we have cause to think that they may be involved in a crime, and often people who just lost a loved one, they're often in a state that it's not well for them to be alone. So we're simply doing a wellness check, perhaps.
Are there
Understood.
windows?
I'm going to try to open the door.
I'm going to try and look through some windows.
Door is locked. Curtains are drawn, but I will get a perception check to see if you can peek through one of the like sheer curtains or one of the kind of cracks in the curtains there. Door is absolutely locked.
That's a 22 perception.
Beautiful. You peek in. As you peek in, you see a house that is like laden with what we now would call medieval memorabilia. A warrior's home, kind of swords on the walls there, beautiful suits of armor, a real like medieval nerds kind of paradise there. It does appear to be empty, and you can see that there is a what am I looking at here? You can see that there is like a table and like a little shrine to a loved one there. You see a painting of two guys, one kind of a more slight kind of sandy head individual, one a more buff kind of broad chiseled jaw individual. You would see that there is a single kind of black fingerless glove sitting like on the dish there as some sort of way of remembering them. And as you look on in, you would see a bit of paper couple bits of paper on the desk there. And it looks like someone's kind of read some papers and sat them down and then kind of left. It does look like no one's home.
Yeah, I'm going to shout, not share any of the other information like the fingerless glove or anything like that. Just, there's paper! And try the window. See if I can open it.
Okay, window is also shut completely.
Is
you can go ahead
discretion required for this activity?
Would be better, but
If it is not required, I can gain entrance to this location.
Does the window like have a latch on the inside that I can see?
On the inside it does, yeah.
I would like to cast Mage Hand, and a little paper talon comes over there on the inside and unlatches the window.
As the window opens, you're able to fly on in there.
Paper!
You guys hear from inside Vellum going, paper! Vellum, as you swoop on inside, you go straight for the paper. Roll a real quick perception or investigation check for me.
Ooh, okay. That's an 8 perception.
Okay. On the paper, you don't get a chance to notice what it says. You do notice Trey's name, Ren's name, you notice Tormic's name, and you notice Doctor written on it. But before you get a chance to look upon this bit of paper, you hear clanking of armor and the swishing of a sword. And as the defense mechanisms of this household come to life, we're going to go ahead and leave our session there.
Oh, shit!
Fantastic. That is absolutely amazing. I love every bit of it. This was such a fun session. We hope you all enjoyed it. There were no animals injured, and there were several provided sanctuary. So we hope that you will join us in helping out the cause wherever possible, however you may do so. And before we leave you, let's tell all of the folks where you can be found, starting with Hercules.
I can be found sometimes posting things on the internet at the Hoard of Hercules on basically everything. Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, YouTube. I do tabletop related things sometimes. Maybe by the time you see this, I have posted another thing. Probably not. We'll see. I can also be found as part of Theater of the Mind Flare, a TTRPG actual play podcast. You can listen to us there. Also on all of the various social medias at Theater of the Mind Flare.
Woohoo! Violet.
Oh, hi, that's me. You can find me here always, either on screen playing games or just hanging out in the chat, talking shit, talking about whatever bullshit. I talk a lot of shit, during our happy hours or in our House of Chill Repute bonus content on Patreon. Talking about House of Ill Repute. Basically, hit points not required. I'm always there.
All right, Jacob.
You can find me here. You can find me at the House of on the House of Ill Repute, released every Wednesday. That's our actual play that Zoe is representing and that Herc has next to him there. And you can also find me with Herc on Theater of the Mind Flare. We have started playing Daggerheart in a swashbuckling adventure there, and honestly, it is Daggerheart at the table is a whole mess of fun. So we're going to be adventuring there for a little while before jumping into some other places. So yeah,
fantastic. Bye.
You can find me at Violent Fire.
Nobody wants to find you. Where can we find the cat?
At Instagram at Violent Fire, and you can see high quality pictures of Splanky there, who's sitting next to me, and Basie, who is yawning way over there, and who has been meowing for my attention.
Excellent. Zoe.
Hi, you can find me at Zoe_Monroe on Twitch. You can find me on YouTube at Zoe Monroe Gaming, and you can find me at Patreon at Zoe Monroe? Zoe_Monroe? It's a great question for me. I should know that.
How many M's are there in at the beginning of that?
Monroe is one M. Everyone harmonizing. There's another place. Yes, right here at Hit Points Not Required.
Yay! And I am Chuckles. You can find me here. You can find me on the House of Ill Repute. You can find me hanging out with Evangeline at the soon-to-be-created Dark Travels, where Evangeline will review places and establishments on a 0 to 5 hex scale, where 0 is the best rating.
Because you want 0 hexes.
Zero hexes.
5 hexes and you are in trouble.
Indeed. We also want to give a big thank you to Rook for doing the production and making us look passable, and Clouds out there in the server making sure no bad people or intruders unhinge our investigation. We only can do that ourselves.
Yes.
So, with that,
ain't that the truth?
Thank you so much for joining us. We had a wonderful time. We hope you did too. And remember, hit points are not required to help a good cause. See you next time.